Today is Saturday, July 21st, and I'm actually in the Weston Flea Market with Derek, and just talking about some ways to organize the empire in terms of using fashion and entertainment as a way to contribute to better social norms. So these are just some of the things that he actually makes. I say things, I mean fashion, entertainment. Really see the detailing here. Bullets. Bring back social norms in fashion. So we have one model here. Another model here. This is Mr. Executive Derek. I'm here at Weston Flea Market for about 9 years, 10 years. A first in Canada in fashion and entertainment. Started his business from $25. Like, how the heck do you even do that? Now we're here. I'm actually here in his one of his outlets. He has a different way of showcasing business and doing business. He actually does business from a socially responsible practice theory. Here we have one of his suits. Nicely handmade, tailored, great for the Calgary Stampede. Now, if we could get some chocolate cowboys and some cowboys from the Calgary Stampede wearing this, everybody would be having a good time. Ladies, you got to check out these suits. Imagine this with a cowboy hat. That's pretty sexy. We're here checking out some stuff. Everything here is actually hand-made. So it's not produced on, for example, exploited labor. And actually, in speaking with the executive of this organization, one of the things that was very innovative was the way he spoke about business. Business is actually where you take social responsibility, but you also make people feel good about what they're doing. So we were talking about a couple things related to bringing back this. I don't know if the camera actually shows, but you see a lot of detailing here. And you know what? People would think, oh wow, look at this. But you know what? This is a symbol of couture. A different type of urban couture. This is straight from Jamaica. So this is from Canada and Jamaica. You have different kinds of coutures. You actually have stuff that you hear and read in like Vogue and Flair, but you have talked to one person about who this person is, and you know what? The entire global says, oh my goodness, it's this person, Derek. We have to go and support his thing. So I'm in his place today, and he has one outlet, and it's a very, very innovative place. If you could get a suit like that with a cowboy hat, wow. Check out the nice can actually see this hat, but it's got textures. Isn't that amazing? And you know what? He wants to be able to make all of this from nothing. Started his business from 25 bucks. So I'm talking to this business owner and I'm saying to myself, okay, how do I actually get myself started so that, you know, I can just get on with my life, you know, start my family, and you know what, just have a good life, right? I've been talking about social issues, but then we have to look at social solutions. So one of the solutions that I've been looking at is ways to contribute to economic diversity. And one way to actually learn about this is to connect back to the community traditions. So we're just taking a look at some of the things he has in his place, and it's absolutely amazing. Imagine starting a business, coming to Canada with nothing, and starting a business from 25 bucks. And you know what? He's been featured in Rolling Stones magazine, and you know what? Have they given him the credit? Just showing you some of what he's produced. I think this shoot is really, really sexy with a cowboy hat. Now imagine Chocolate wearing a nice suit. There's something called chocolate rodeos in, for example, the southern United States. Imagine the entire auditorium. I think there's like 120,000 people. Something like this, cowboy hat, beautiful. 120,000 starting. Catering to all kinds, all nationalities. Hail up. If you could actually be here in person to see this, the detail on this, it's just amazing, amazing. Because you know what? When I first saw this, I said to myself, you know what? If I saw a man wearing this, I'd be like, you know what? Look at this man. This man actually knows something about quality. Because all of this is handcrafted. This is actually not done on, for example, on a conveyor type system where you have exploited labor. This is actually all handcrafted. And you know what? He likes to keep very, very things the way that have been worked for him. So, look at this. Now, if I saw someone in this, I wouldn't want him to know that I'm looking at him, but I would actually go to him and, you know, I would just go to someone and say, where did that guy get that from? Because you know what? It says something about his personality. Not speaking like the gold digger, but actually speaking like the person that says, you know what? He's got something about quality. Because look at this. He actually came to a couture, an urban couture tailor. That's a person who has a lot of care and a lot of precision and a lot of class. So I'm just here with Derek. You can see, look at his sewing machine. Simple. Look at this. Vintage. I saw a sister from New York City, Miyashi Fashions, I believe. I have to check her name again. And you know what? She was in this place where they had like all sewing machines that were like vintage. It was awesome. This one is Juki. The ones that she actually had, it was like a museum of sewing machines, and it was actually Signer. So just wanted to show you, still using. So you get your exercise. See his foot on the pedal? this is going to be the first video from when he reinvented his corporation. He actually came to Canada many years ago and established a business on a place called Eglinton. And everybody knows. I was just sitting here talking to him and talking with him. Somebody came up and hailed him and said, you know what, he's been in Canada for 40 years. And you know what, came and hailed this Derek. And he said to me, he said, you know what, everybody in Canada knows who this Derek is. And I'm very honored to be here in his presence. So I'm just showing you some of his stuff. And you know what, we're going to do a series of videos on the way to actually contribute to economic development without ripping off the system. There's many, many different black executives and from Jamaica, very successful, but you know what, for some reason we need to connect to them. So one way to connect to that is by looking at ethics. So this is just going to be one raw footage, and we're not going to edit anything, but we're going to show you what we can do to contribute to economic development without any dependency on anything that exploits us as well. This business is international, caters to all kinds, all ethnicities. Can you believe people even come here to look at how he sets up his business so that they can figure out how to set up theirs? If you don't know how to set up your own business, then you know what? Why are you in business to begin with? So, you know, this is the thing about business. If you are in business, then you must know something about business. If you see something, then make sure you write it into your business. You see something else, you write it into your business. And you know what? Everyone's going to be okay. This is just raw footage, by the way, so nothing's going to be edited, but just sharing you some of the things that are actually happening in you know, Canada. There's actually some productive things, but you also have to know where we're coming from in order to know what needs to be done so that you can actually reverse some of these social norms. I absolutely love this suit. And you know what's really cute about this? This is a little teeny baseball hat. And you know what? It's made from wood. Can you imagine? Like, who would even begin to think that? It was so cute.
Taking over a dozen of this guy's pictures.
Sorry. I'm filming. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, you know what? Someone hailing up Derek, and I just had to say to him, hey, I'm filming. So, you know, this is really good because even like, you know, look at that. I like this. And you know what? This concept is based on bringing everybody into the process, bringing everybody back together to a state of, you know what? Let's all make it fair for everyone. You know, I was talking to this businessman, and he said to me, he said, you know what? One of the things that I do is I let people just go, explore the creativity, and you know what? Come to me with your ideas. But you know what? He has a concept, and it's absolutely fabulous. So I'm just here. It's Saturday, July 21st, 4:54, and what I'm going to do is just focus on a lot of different things related to how do we actually contribute now to economic development. You see racial profiling, but you know what? We can get beyond that. We have to do it in certain ways. And you know what? We connect back to experience in the community. This is a black man from Jamaica. No? You know what? And he doesn't... And you know what? He doesn't make you feel bad. He says, you know what? Come with your ideas. So I will share with you what it's like working with someone like this in the way to help to develop my intellectual capital, but also develop something that contributes to better social norms. So from Toronto, Canada, where it's heavily racially profiled, a lot of gun violence, a lot of murders. You know what? We're going to show you how you can actually turn it all around. this is going to be very raw footage as well. So I am just going to pan. We're just looking at the setup of the business. At least 40 years, starting from $25. Please, I'd like to know how. We all need to know how this works. I don't want to say I'm reporting from, because you know what, I don't want to sound like Eurocentric media. I want to sound like just a person who's just really interested in some of the things that some of our wives in the community are doing. And let me tell you, I've been reading books and trying to figure out, okay, there's a text called by Maxine Heidman. She writes this text called The Organic Entrepreneur, and it's based on a concept, and the concept is based on working with the principles of nature. If you ever see how business is run, this is how it should be. You don't report to your manager, you report to the concept of the business. How many people actually know the concept of their business? Or whose business are we talking about? This is pretty funny stuff. So Maxine writes this excellent concept here. How do you actually run a business so that you actually get people engaged? And you know what? We hear about bottom line theory. Even better than bottom. Why would you work for the bottom line? You work within the principles of nature. So this is actually a new transnational concept. So I'll certainly show some excellent stuff to you from people from elders from our community. From Jamaica, another one, newspaper enterprise. How do you find these people? They're not interested in getting their face out there. They're actually interested in, you know what? How do we actually get people involved in better social norms? But we want to see some of the bright ones out there in the community. Where are they? We're sick and tired of hearing about this tragedy, this harassment, this. Can we not think about something else? Or can we actually do something else? So I'll certainly be sharing with you how business works in many different ways.